Thank you for listening to Lone Star Community Radio. This program was broadcasted and recorded live from the LSCR studios in downtown Conroe, Texas. Lone Star Community Radio is supported by listeners like you. Donate and sponsor today. For more information on getting involved with Lone Star Community Radio, contact us at lscrstudios@gmail.com or visit us online at www.irlonestar.com. All right, we're on Mornings of Lone Star here on Lone Star Community Radio, irlonestar.com worldwide, and also on Facebook and YouTube, because I have a special guest with me. We're talking about downtown Conroe. We're talking about whatever the heck we want, because these are the friends I met in downtown Conroe. We have Alyssa and Derek in the studio with me. Guys, thank you so much for being with me. How are you guys doing so far?
Doing good. Thanks, Dick.
We got Memorial Day weekend coming up, because if you don't know, this airs on Friday.
Oh.
Because we are recording this to let the audience know.
Wonderful.
Awesome.
I forget about holidays now the older I get. Memorial Day, like, to me, it's like, used to be a party thing. Now it's...
Was it really a party? I thought it was more of like a hamburger thing.
Is it?
Like grilling.
It's poolside.
It's like
Yeah.
grilling and
float in the river.
not like go to the club. Are you talking about going to the club?
No. I haven't been to the club in a while.
That would have been
I'm a little bit older than
that would have been an awesome thing where it's like, yeah, I've been celebrating Memorial Day for 10 years. I go to the club.
Sam's Club.
Yeah, just go to
right?
the club. But Memorial Day, yeah, because after this interview, we're going to be interviewing the that new Veterans Memorial thing over there on 45 and 105.
The flag park?
Or whatever, what do they call it? Like, I'm probably going to get in so much trouble because I thought it was just like a museum type thing.
Oh, yes.
I have it right here.
the-
Veterans Memorial
yes.
Commission. They're coming on after this.
Neat.
So we're going to be talking about Memorial Day. So we don't have to talk about that right now.
Yeah.
So we can just talk
my
about...
party. Well,
You're good. I liked it. No, because I always grew up because we have some service people in my family, and it's always been, regardless, even though they served, it was like, hey, can we all get together?
yes.
And then most of the time is let's start up the grill and go swimming or go find a place or go to a water park or whatever.
Yeah.
So I don't go to water parks anymore though. Does anyone go to water parks anymore?
I mean...
I really want to.
I do, right?
It's bad to go alone, I feel like, at my age, to a water park.
Or is
Well,
it?
I think it'd be fine if you go like during the day and you got your mission, which is to ride the rides. You're fine. But if you're just there all day and people are like, this guy, let's just go like
By himself, it's really weird.
Yeah, I mean, because I know when I go, I don't really pay attention to a lot of people because it's so busy, and you're just like, I just need to get in line and just wait an hour to go down a ride.
Right.
But eventually, people start, hanging out and having lunch, and you're like, do I really want to have lunch at the water park?
I was always a lazy river guy.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. That was the best. Just chill.
But I don't know, because is Splashtown still around?
It is, but I think it's... Wait, it's called Splashtown, or is it called
Hurricane
Wet and Wild?
something?
Hurricane
Yeah.
Land.
Hurricane Harbor or something.
Yeah, it's something I don't even know anymore.
But regardless, I would love to do that. I
Sounds fun.
truly would.
Yeah, I don't think you have to be worried about that. It's not one of those places yet where you have to be a guy and be worried about being.
And
It's
I
like
think
if you went
it
to the local park.
Yeah.
I was
Yeah, you
about
might
to say.
like you want to climb some jungle gyms. Like I'd be like, man, I wouldn't go there.
No Speedos, you should be okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think last time I checked, it was like, whatever it was, one time going was only like $5 cheaper than like a season pass.
Oh yeah.
So
We
like,
had
I
this.
guess I
We
need to
had the
get a
season
season
pass there.
pass.
We
Right?
had the season pass there.
It was Splashtown
At
like
the time,
that.
yeah.
Like force you
and
to
there
get
was
a
like
season pass.
Was it a Wendy's like right by it?
Yeah.
So you just go
McDonald's.
Yeah, those are the days.
Yeah.
But now, I would totally go.
Wasn't there a place here north that's like I think it's in the East County. It's like a big lake river thing.
I forget the name of it, but
know.
yeah.
Because they've been in the studio a couple times, but I never really seen it, so I have no idea really what it is.
Where's
And I haven't heard from it
Here, I'm gonna look it
about
up.
it for a little bit, but I remember people talking about
Yeah,
it.
like a-
kind of a
like a big the big slide thing that goes into like it's like an adult, quote unquote.
Big River Water Park. That's what it's called.
So is that where we're all going?
That's a new.
field trip.
It's a newer place. Let's
Adult
see.
field trip.
I wonder where it is though, because every time they come in, I'm like, "What are you talking about? Are you talking about Splashtown? Or are you talking about like they rebrand
Hurricane
it?"
Harbor?
It's kind of just East
Wet
County
Line.
splash town.
But no, it's an actual place. Yeah, it's in New Caney.
Oh, okay.
They have rock walls. It actually looks really
wow.
cool.
So it's like
So I was thinking about a different place. I knew there's some like little water hole that seemed like some guy did it. Or
Well, yeah,
something.
now, see, that's what I thought he was talking about. He's like, oh, he spent money and built rides. Because when I see the ads, it's just like a big lake with the what do you call
Like-
that? The blob.
Yeah,
Yes,
the blob.
That's
exactly.
what I thought.
Like
That's where I thought
summer
it
camp
was.
Stuff. Yeah.
But I don't know.
Heavyweights.
Because he always because this is a different guy. He came in because he would spend a lot of money bringing in like big musicians. Like I think like Randy Rogers' band play there. I'm like, so you're in the water while listening to Randy? I was so confused because where do you put a stage around a lake if there's not already a built area for a stage? Because if you look at the pictures, it's like literally just a lake and people are having fun on the lake.
We're gonna have to figure this out because I want to go see Randy Rogers and.
Well, this is a while back. I want to say this is like 5 years ago, 6 years ago.
So I
but-
guess maybe.
Maybe he's still there. I don't know.
I mean, he might still be there.
Well, speaking of fun things to do, especially with summer coming up, I know you guys have been in downtown. I wouldn't call y'all like street rats of downtown,
Oh,
but
wow, that's what I always say.
but every time I'm in downtown, I know you live downtown, Alyssa. We're not gonna say where, and then Derek, you live downtown.
Yes, sir.
I'm not gonna say where, but every time I'm down there, y'all are at different places. So I have to ask you guys, with your expertise, what's the best place to go for happy hour?
Honest? Okay.
Yeah, be honest with me.
L- You go first.
I was about to
Oh,
say the same
oh.
thing.
Nope, got you first.
Happy hour. Probably Pacific Yard House.
Straight up, yeah.
You know?
Why?
It's
Well, as for someone on a budget, they seem to be the cheapest during that hour. And I'm pretty simple. They have a lot of draft beers.
Yeah, they do.
It's
and it's changed quite a bit from when Pacific what.
Yeah,
when
because I'm always used to like the old school Pacific, which it never agreed with me in any scenario
No.
ever. I was like, I don't ever know why I would ever come here.
And it's changed because one, I now look at prices of
Yeah.
what I'm getting.
Oh, is this before you lost your sugar daddy? Is that
yes,
what? Yeah.
it is. Or my job.
What-
No, I just have to. I'm older now. You know, I'm mature.
Well, you don't.
But-
Happy hour is so. It's almost a gimmick, but it benefits the people in weird ways. Like for example, I really like the happy hour. I think it's on Wednesdays at 2:02 because the Miracle City hot chicken is discounted, which is a delicious hot chicken sandwich.
good?
I like it.
Okay,
And
I
so
need
it's
to
like
try
I always
that.
try to go over there. I think it's either Wednesday or Thursday. But yeah, I try to go there. I'm like, I'm gonna get a nice, get a drink and everything. And they
Yeah.
have it's fun over there for happy
It
hour.
is. 202 is great. Honestly, I haven't been there. I mean, I'm always
You're always-
there.
yeah, you're
it's-
everywhere.
But really, I guess with Pacific, it's just my specific taste of what I like to drink.
She likes the
and it's-
clientele. That's
and
what she's
it's-
telling me. She's scoping the place. I was
Oh,
like,
no.
"Where's my next sugar daddy? We're the
Yeah.
sugar
No,
daddies."
no,
hanging
no,
out.
no. I'm like, where is this drink the cheapest at on happy hour? And I found out that it is Pacific.
That's amazing because
so.
it's funny. My joke before, because I haven't been to Pacific in a while, is every time I went there, I felt like it was like gas prices. Because every time I get a beer, it'd be this time, and then it'd be like 2 hours later, it'd be this time. But then I go
Right.
back the next day, it's a completely different price. And I was like, "What's going on here? Like, do you guys are like every day has a different happy hour, or is it like, can I just get a beer for under $9 here?" And
It's
not be shocked when I get my
Well-
bill.
yeah, no, every time I've
I
gone
think
there,
the
it's like
best
that.
deals that I've seen right now is, and this is with food and drink, is the table at Madeley on Wednesdays.
Okay.
They have a food truck park that they do dollar burgers for the first
Yeah, I saw that.
5 or 10 people or whatever. Then the next 5 or 10 is $2.
It's like max $6
Then
or something like
$3.
that.
Then 4.
Yeah.
It's only on Wednesdays, and there's probably a line out the food truck park. And then
Yeah,
I think
screw Sonic.
And I think the taco trucks like, oh, no one's eating us on Wednesday, so I think they kind of matched them, and they're doing dollar
I mean,
tacos.
I
And-
saw that. I was like, that's such a great idea.
so that's incredible. And then we have someone that we live near that loves the bottomless mimosas at 219, and we went in there and they're like, he drinks bottles of this stuff.
I was like, I'm guessing 2, and she was like, maybe.
Maybe. Yeah.
just a splash of
Yeah,
orange juice,
yeah,
and he just
yeah,
drinks straight.
yeah.
You hang out on that
Champagne.
back. What do you call that? Patio? Is that?
It is nice back there,
I
especially at
mean,
sunset, around sunset.
I think 219 is a great place. You remember it, as Martin's, and it is different. But I think
I've only been
that-
there. I went to their ribbon cutting. That was really the only time I've like really been there. And I
And-
didn't. I had a beer and that was it.
Yeah, I think once they get their pool tables and that kind of stuff set up, I think it'll be a really great place because that's what I loved about Martin's the most was the pool table. It was downtown,
And I
No-
liked how it was open random times.
Exactly,
I felt
yeah.
exclusive when I was there. I was like,
Right.
this. If I didn't come today, I would have missed this.
Yes. But I think Pacific, it's the weirdest thing too, but that's just because I've done my market research over the past couple of years.
Yeah, because I mean, the station's been down here for 10 years, I want to say, and everything's changing. It's really interesting to see what downtown is changing into.
It's cool.
Because now it is a destination place where you're not just here getting a bite to eat. You can actually hang out.
Totally.
And
Exactly.
that's one thing I've noticed, which is like, I think the Red Brick really was the first restaurant downtown that really started like, hey, we can serve really great food, and you can have a couple of drinks, and then they're done. But then when we started adding places just like it, it started kind of, synergizing in a weird way.
Yes, and now too so whenever I moved here, pandemic, all that, I remember Keith and everybody from CDAA trying to start Thirsty Thursday.
Yeah,
but then everything
that's
got
the
shut down.
first Thursday,
But now,
or last Thursday.
So that's the thing.
We don't know anymore.
Well, we do.
Because that was fun.
It's a great time, and now they're changing it to first Friday.
Yeah.
And so that it's just to the point. Already people are going to be out and about
Yeah,
having
so
fun.
if people don't know what we're talking about, the downtown
Yes.
folks did this great thing, basically promoting like all the retails, all the bars, all the restaurants where you come down for, now it's going to be the first Friday starting soon, I imagine.
June
and
2nd,
something
I
like that.
believe.
And then you go downtown and places have drinks. Some are free, some are not.
Yeah.
And like, because I know when you go to like the Branding Iron, they might have like a beer. And it's just like, hey, shop, sip and shop.
Totally.
And
now Farrellyn, who runs the market, Main Street Market, she's moved it.
what is that?
So, she does the...
What was next door to the studio?
Next door to the studio?
The old studio. Was that called Main Street Market?
No, it's Main Street Merchants.
Okay, sorry.
It's
No,
just-
well, no, because I saw a sign
Yes.
for example, Mother's Day. I was trying to do something with my mom, and I was like looking around, and it said Main Street Markets, and I was like, wait, is that the place, or is that the Saturday market stuff that they would do over by the jury duty, the
Yes.
jury parking thing? And I got really confused because I was like, I don't want to take my mom just to like one store. I was like really confused by it, and so I decided to go to B52. But
Well, they've amped it up. She's amped it up. It's
because
It's
like for
really
Mother's Day, they're
great.
by the courthourhouse or something like weird. Like that's why I got confused because I was like,
so now what CDAA is going to be really the
facilitator.
Kind of the main
behind
sponsor, kinda.
behind the first Friday.
Okay, so first
The
Friday.
First Friday is going to be the Sip and Shop.
Okay.
And then the market will also be out there too. And the market is
Is that
going
Founders
to be,
Plaza?
It's going to be actually 301 North Thompson, so behind the courthouse. They've moved it so they have shade now. And
So
it's,
like right.
Yeah,
Yes.
right here, right on West
So
Davis.
Do
it's
they shut
actually-
down
Right
the
off
street?
West Davis.
yeah, they got
Oh, that's tight. Now I
It's-
understand.
There's a lot of
I probably
shade-
should have come.
shade trees
Well,
over
they're
there.
going to be
and-
doing that on the first Fridays for the Sip and Shop, and then every Saturday they'll be there 10 to 2.
I'm
with
glad
their
they're.
vendors
Yeah,
and-
because what's funny about downtown is the only road I care about that they close is the 1488 Metcalf. But every other road you can close all day long. I don't care.
Right?
But I was like, why do you shut down this main road
Right.
every time? Because that's the only way to get around town, not taking West Davis, because West Davis is one way.
And now you
Right.
can see,
That's true.
people from 105 can see the market. It's going to
Yeah.
pull more people in.
Whoever thought of that's a genius. Is that you?
Farrellyn, she
I
actually
think, no, I
just-
think it was Derek. I saw that look. Derek's
Yeah,
like, I'm not
maybe.
getting any
They
credit.
don't let me make those decisions.
yeah.
Well, no, it's fun to see that because now I completely understand. Because when I was reading the map and I saw, because I was trying to figure something out to do with my mom, and it was just her and I. Unfortunately, it was like one of those weird weekends where all my siblings had something to do with their wives because they're moms or whatever. And I was like, what would my mom like to do? Because she really likes Foss.
Yeah.
And we came. You know where they had that big top market?
Yes.
We came to that. I took her to that. And if you know anybody that runs that, tell them to have seating, just to let them know. I know that's not y'all.
100%.
I know that's not y'all at all because you're not in charge of
There's
downtown.
nowhere to sit.
No, really, we ran into
Well,
that.
there really wasn't.
We ran into that problem because my mom was getting hot, and it was like,
was hot.
where can we sit and eat? And we looked around, and so we went behind like a law office, and they had a carport, and we
you're
sat there.
completely
Yeah,
correct, because we walked the entire time, and I was like,
there's really nowhere to sit.
It's-
And my mom was like, I was like, you're not having a heat stroke on me because I don't want to deal with that right now.
Not today, Mom.
Yeah, not today. But yeah, I was like, that's kind of wild that like even in the park area there wasn't
Like,
seating area.
Exactly. And
So if we rented chairs and tables,
stop.
And
then-
charge $10 like the
Yes.
Woodlands Pavilion. Yeah.
exactly.
But no, it just shocked me because it's huge.
It's
huge, and
it's
I was
one of the
like,
biggest
I'm really surprised
markets.
there's not a lot of places to sit. And then they had that trailer bar. Did y'all see that?
No.
where they
How
just
did I
pull
not-
up, didn't they have chairs
It
there?
was literally they did, and I go, Mom, do you
You
want to
don't
sit?
remember that? I think it was near the...
Maybe I
the-
was a little tipsy.
No, it was right behind the pawn shop.
Yes. Yeah, I
and
remember that.
it was it literally was a trailer, and they opened it up, and it was a bar.
It's a bar
Stop.
Yeah,
How did I miss that one?
I thought it was the restroom line because I was walking, and I
and
was like,
everyone's all waiting.
yeah, I was like, what is this line? Is this the restroom? Oh no! And then I looked, I'm like, oh, it's for that bar. Who cares? And so I was
I'm
like,
fine now.
And when the
Yeah.
bars close,
Yeah.
they just drive off.
What?
Leave you sitting there.
oh,
That's
but it was,
smart.
but yeah,
But
there's-
if we find out, who
I'm
runs
just shout out
this.
to people who run that. Just get some tables.
Yeah,
Just put
oh,
it
The
tables.
chair? Yeah,
put them in a park. Because the park was kind of empty.
It was actually, and I think that's why I think it's so great with Fairland and First Friday and her moving the market over here too,
Yeah.
because it gets so hot in the summer that it's almost excruciating. People don't want to, the vendors don't want to, and they want
Well,
to
if my
be
mom
out
can tough
there.
it out, anyone can tough it out. Because I go, it was so funny. We took my nieces, her grandkids, and I was like, hey, I'm done walking this place. I've already seen it. I'm not buying anything. I'm going to go to Foss Brewery. And
Love Foss.
And she goes, well, where's that? I was like, it's literally down the street. And so within 20 minutes, she calls me and it's like, we're going to come with you. And I was like, okay. Luckily, I grabbed a table and she's never been there. And she's like, this is great.
It's such a great place. I mean,
So-
they bring a whole in like a totally different demographic that
Yeah, a bunch of weirdos.
my best
Every
friend's dad.
That's why we like it.
Every time I go there, I was like, these are a bunch of weirdos here, man.
Welcome to the club.
Well, all you need is like 2 or 3 of those beers and you become the weirdo.
yes,
Yeah.
you.
I like their
true.
happy
What-
hour, but it's a one-hitter
what-
quitter.
What is the that place by Moco Food Hall they destroyed? Were they trying to get rid of evidence there or something? Like, what's going on
The
there? 'Cause
old
it's-
Republic.
The old Republican title.
yeah,
company,
cool. I see
right?
2 things going on. I saw that, and then I saw like something in the alleyway behind 202 or something.
There's that. There. What okay. So I've heard a couple of different things, but there's that right across the tracks. You know that it looks like an old mechanic shop.
You mean the Badass Pits place?
Next to that, but
Okay.
going south from there.
Okay.
So what I heard was that
I thought there was a speakeasy thing going there, like candle stores.
That's
and
yeah,
what-
crap.
that's
what
what
they
we
wanted to
heard,
do.
But then
Then I
I-
heard legally that you can't really serve alcohol
By the
when you're like
train,
4 feet from a roaring train.
What I feel like that law was made in like 1800s.
yeah, like come on. I mean,
Because you ever been close to a train?
huh?
You're-
Me?
Yeah, you ever been like
I-
face up to a train?
The first time ever, even living here, I've never in my life. And then I got very close to it. What it was about a couple months ago, and I was like, it's frightening.
Yeah,
It actually
I one
is.
time I
it's
was
incredible, but
we
it's
were, I think
like,
we're in
ugh,
Seguin,
no.
and I found one of the old towers that go overlook the train, like so they can operate on top of the train.
Oh,
So I sat up there with a couple of beers and just watched, like, look below, and the train was right there. And
you don't realize how.
probably shouldn't have gone on the
So
tower.
my great grandfather was kind of a town drunk.
Oh, okay.
Around here, and in the 40s, he was drinking at the old Domino Hall.
Yeah, that's where Redbrick, I think,
Tallies.
was.
Right.
Yeah.
And there's no back door there, but I was told that my great grandma came to pick him up, and he did not want to go home, and so he went out the back door. So I don't know what that is, but then he went to hop a train, and it cut off 4 of his toes. And I don't know where he was going, but he crawled through the hospital, which
Amazing.
was on First Street. And I didn't know about this story forever because my dad was like a music minister and just kind of cut this great grandfather drunk out of my life with
Yeah.
these stories. I found out, I was like,
That's usually how it works, right?
how did I not know about this? So I want to hop a train.
No.
I wouldn't hop a train. I would never touch
no.
Don't ever touch a moving train.
But on a podcast, I heard if you can count the bolts in the wheel, then it's going slow enough to hop.
Okay. No.
Well, again, I would not recommend anyone doing any of that here.
I felt almost like it was in. I felt like
So they can't serve. because of that's old.
I
think
guess that's
so.
because
Yeah.
Pacific is.
What about Pacific? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean they're
But
very.
there's a fence in between it, and
but
it's
no-
not on
no,
the track.
It's all.
I know what you're
fenced,
talking
though.
about.
But think about
Yeah.
like some drunk person walks outside and tries to pee or something and gets smashed by a
think
train.
they would, research this
That
before announcing
buying.
there being a speech?
Yes,
Yeah, you would wanna
exactly.
look into that
because then now everyone's kind of like, what
He's
do you
like, now
gonna-
we got to sell candles?
own
Only?
the
Yeah.
whole thing full of candles.
Yeah.
But,
But what's going on in the Republic Title building that's been demolished next to MoCo?
So that's the Lindsay Group.
Is that like a
yes,
corporation that's like,
Flourish.
oh, they're going to be putting like Starbucks crap in there?
Not
Oh.
Starbucks. I don't think that they're going
I-
to do
I
that.
Are they put Flourish there?
Yes, they're
Okay,
going to
then we're
reopen
good.
that.
We're good.
We don't
and
want
then-
no Starbucks.
Yeah. So I think, seeing the renderings and everything, I know they're going to be having residential.
Oh,
and then-
wow.
Yeah.
So it's a legit, it's not just another lawyer's office.
Commercial
kinda-
below,
I
residential
think what they're going to
above.
do is kind of what I see is that maybe entice the lawyers to take those. They have two different buildings,
Well, they should take over the candle building.
right? Just
We got our way.
And
But I
we're
think-
excited about them crossing the tracks. I think that's the next.
Well, that's the next move,
that
man.
is
It
the
is.
next move.
It's
And there's
new
opportunity
heights.
on the other side
I
of the
can't tell you
tracks.
how many times I feel like an idiot going to the grocery store for this, like for personal and for the station, and I never go to Fiesta.
It's right there.
Like I never think of it. And then I recently, after when this year started, I was like, I went to Shipley's. And I was like, there's a Fiesta here. I can't believe I always forget about the Fiesta. Like, why am I driving all the way to
and the
You know-
music is great inside there.
also we take like pretty much almost every other day we'll walk. We'll go across the tracks and walk.
First Street.
And I don't.
I used to walk to Burger Boy.
Yeah.
And-
do it all the time.
When I first walked to Fiesta, it was right when I moved here. My dad was like, "What are you doing?" And I was like, "Walking to go get groceries."
Yeah, you're good.
There's
just-
still that stigma when you cross the
there's
tracks.
a stigma,
that
but
it's
really,
bad
it's
news,
very,
but it's-
very.
You see a lot of families over there, and
It's quiet and
the parks are
honestly-
filled with kids, and it's
Yeah,
not
they have a
like
cool
back
park
in the
over there.
'90s.
And we also we recently walked and it was a basketball court, but there were all these grown men playing soccer with these
Mini
tiny
goals.
mini goals.
Oh, yeah,
but
futsal.
it was amazing, and we just sat there and watched them, and it was just like it's a whole.
You're talking about
different-
that park that's on like 11th?
I think this was
The
actually
cemetery?
on like
We went pretty
know.
far.
no, this one was right on the other side of the tracks, but right south of here.
I think
pretty
we was.
close.
I don't
There's
know.
there's like a mechanics shop, and then you turn left, and the park's like behind it.
We did go pretty far that day.
Because I know there's a random park there.
There's a lot of random parks, and then they use these football fields and all this. It's all for soccer. I love
Yeah.
it. I think it's more interesting.
I'm
to
still
wanna-
not trying to walk around there at nighttime, but during the day it's beautiful.
I
I mean, none of y'all are carrying.
No.
I'm not fair. Don't mean to say that. Everyone is
should
apparently.
assume
everyone
everyone is.
is carrying.
You
Yes.
should assume everyone.
Yes.
is,
So we are. Yes. Don't tell anybody.
Yeah,
that we-
I love it. I love it. But, I do want to let the listeners know that you guys aren't the representatives of downtown. You just are experts. I want to make people know, like, if we say anything incorrect, it's not really on us. Sorry. Do your research. Go online. Look up downtown Conroe events.
Please.
And figure it out. We're just fans of downtown.
We're just here 24
Totally.
hours a day, so we're
And
almost
we
like
we kind of just hear things.
kind of a safety patrol. We're always looking out.
Now, is there any restaurants coming in? Because like that Lindsay Group's building like 2 buildings or something like that.
They're doing a lot. I'm not sure. I think the coolest part of it is the residential because then that will really get people moving around.
Yeah.
Naturally.
Yeah.
But I will say this till I'm blue in the face. There needs to be a bodega.
What's a bodega? Like a shop?
Bodega. That's on Half Baked.
What is
It's
that?
it's pretty much like what
Like a corner
Carly's
store?
Mercantile
Oh, yeah,
was,
okay.
but I think it should be all
You
you
can
know,
get
local, also
A little bit of everything.
kind of just like Hollywood and
Like the
in
Hollywood
Houston.
stores?
Yeah, in Houston.
They have
Something
everything.
like cool
Yeah.
like that. That
You mean where they sell the paraphernalia? We
Well-
need gas masks.
I mean,
I'm just
No
kidding.
gas
I don't know.
masks. I don't
I'm
think we're there
thinking-
yet.
I'm kidding.
But you
But-
you might be able to get lighters.
all those
Or-
stores are so
a
random
bottle
too.
of wine or
or
some
some fresh eggs, or if you want.
just
package.
you're not gonna have a lot of
Isn't there a
choices.
corner store right across the railroad tracks? Right next to
That's a
Burger
gas
Boy?
station. But
Yes,
this
my mind
I feel like you get everything you just described right there.
totally, but I think again with this group coming in and doing all of this,
Oh, okay.
I feel like maybe it could be almost like Phoenicia. It's underneath One Park Place in downtown Houston. It's very niche and very specific and
Yeah.
to the
That's
community, and I think that'd be great. But
and from farm to market, have more fresh produce
Yeah, I get
that's
you.
grown locally.
Yes.
Well, the big
Bring that
mystery
back.
I always wanted to know is that back room from the Conroe Art League.
I love it.
I feel like, do people live there?
No,
or is that
it's a
just storage?
shame.
Is
It's
it
a shame.
storage?
They
I just know
use
the-
it for
the courtyard
classes.
back
No,
there.
like there's
There's
if you look up, there's like
Yes.
elevators and stuff.
Yes.
And I'm like, who's doing stuff back here?
So we actually went
Because
up.
I've never heard of anyone using that stuff.
Well, we went up
Uh-oh,
to
now we know.
the side. There's a side door that it's rented out by the.
It's the Houston or Conroe Fire Department Union.
and
the
it
union.
is incredible.
It's so
I
cool
mean,
up there.
So they're up there.
they're up there, but they're not. So it's the Art League.
Because I don't know how to get up there.
Okay,
There's
so
a little secret door.
Yeah.
Well, so yeah, that's what I felt
Next to
like.
Foss.
No, like when I went in there, I was like, wait a second, how do you get up there? Because you can see the railings and you can see the
Yes.
doors.
So he's
and I'm
talking
like,
about going in through the Art League, but right next to the Art League, there's that little tiny door
Just
between
on the
Foss and
Gentry building.
Yes, and it's like owned by
was
the.
it Foss? Is Foss on that? Oh yeah, it is. Okay.
It's Foss, and then there's this one
Oh
random
yeah, that's
door.
where Jim. That's where Jim would go up.
Yes.
Okay,
exactly.
so that where all that stuff is.
Well, that's different, but it's right next to it. One is owned by the city, and one is.
so there's some
no.
secret stuff going on.
It's
that
cool.
we're not
It's
privy to.
They have a
incredible.
table this size with charred wood from the 1900.
1911 fire.
But what are they doing there?
Well, they're
It's-
It's like a poker room or something. What? Wink, wink at me if it's illegal.
It's really clean.
Right?
It's really. It reminds
It's-
me of Dick Tracy because it's all so old school. And
yeah.
it seems like.
But
you
what,
should have
what
a-
is it though? Is it like a company owns it or the?
So
it's the
a-
Conroe Fire Department
Firefighter
Union.
Union.
It's like an
they're-
office.
Yes,
Right.
exactly.
So as
Okay,
a
now I
union
understand.
goes, they're trying to build power probably politically and have.
This is where we meet on this
Yes,
burnt
Yeah,
table.
where we
exactly.
meet on the burnt
but
table,
where
yeah.
you're speaking about, I totally, when I first moved here, I immediately thought these would be such cool apartments.
Yeah.
And that with the
And
atrium kind
that's
of.
just a safe thing, but then I
but they're
imagine there's no
using
way
it-
out.
They're using it as. They have art classes and.
But that's upstairs.
Yeah.
I'm talking like it's a 360,
Yeah.
so there's rooms.
Yes, they don't
But
use
when
them
we were
unless they
in
want to
the-
rent them out for a class.
When we were in the union, we opened the blinds and we could look into the
Yes.
courtyard. So,
So-
when you're in the Art League, you can look up to the
Yeah.
fire department union.
But they're just, I guess, owned completely differently. But I mean, those would be incredible.
Because that'd be like the
to
coolest place to live because no one would ever know. Like you're
Ever.
almost like Bruce
Yes.
Wayne. Like you just appear.
Yes.
And you don't know where you're like, where does he
What
go?
rooftop.
And it's just like, yeah, you don't know where I live. No
I
one,
mean-
no one sees my door. No one knows, and I just appear.
The
And
buildings
now-
are awesome down here.
They really are.
Because they're all different. You're
You know
right.
that.
And another secret room I always wondered is it looks like an office on top of Pacific.
Oh yeah.
Because you
That
see,
one.
that's where the original. Because I remember when I saw the stairwell when they're building it, I was like, who needs to go that high? And I was like,
For what
Yeah, why are
reason?
they building up there? That's weird. So I imagine it's just office building.
And you can
I'm
see
get-
like random stuff up
like
there.
just
too.
like kind of.
Well, no, like you're
file-
sitting at the bar. If you look to your left, there's a door that goes to out, but there's also a door to a stairwell. And I'm like, so is that where the accountant is, or is that where the mob boss is?
I'm telling you, Mike Canada's place, Conroe Central Market. You know they
Yeah.
share it with
the
the
old J.C.
Masonic
Penney's.
building. You know, but he rents it, and I'm always like looking around, like
well,
I
it's
just
there.
want to get because Joyce and I will look up there and the lights on, and we're like, and I'm like,
Yeah.
if Joyce is curious, and Mike's like, I don't know, I really don't know, I just rent it, and I'm like,
Yeah, because I always
Curious.
envision there's like a underground mob boss. in
Something's
downtown
going
Conroe.
There's
on.
something
Oh,
weird
yeah.
going on up there.
you
And it's
know.
just like it has a cigar, and then he's just like, "Welcome.
Yeah.
You need to get
One
things
day.
moving
One
in
day
downtown
we'll be invited.
Conroe."
Come in here.
And they have that. I don't know who owns the bus stop, but that's another building that could be your bodega.
Please, you're reading my mind because it's Debbie Glenn.
The owner of Red Brick Tavern owns the bus
She's
stop.
incredible, and I know she wants to do.
No, I imagine there's some permit thing going on that she want to talk about. Kind of like, oh, we bought this place, but we can't sell alcohol because we're so close to a railroad track. Like I bet it's something like something's in there. Oh, there's asbestos, and they're like, oh great, don't tell anybody.
Well, have you ever been in that building?
Yeah.
It's incredible in this historic way of like,
Yeah.
I've never seen anything.
I always
that in my
envisioned
life.
the station being there at the corner, and you just do wraparound windows, so when people walk by, you see everything that's going on in the studio.
That would be a great idea. And your friends, Rachel, correct?
Her name was
And
Rachel Jones in high school. Her and her husband have
They own classic cars, old classic
Yeah.
cars, and own old vintage, incredible
Gas pumps and lights and stuff.
signs, and that to me that would be a really cool like showcase there too. The space is so big, really, you could break it up
Or put a
and-
Waffle House in there.
Oh,
It looks like you could get a milkshake
I'd be happier
in there.
with
or
that
something.
than a bodega.
Really
oh,
cool,
milkshake,
really
yeah.
cool building.
Oh, and now the Republican Party headquarters has moved.
Yeah, I saw that. So who is anyone moving in there?
I mean, we've heard that people have wanted to, but I haven't. I mean,
Back on the food,
I have
since
not.
now I'm starving.
Yeah.
After
Yeah.
this, we're gonna go try the sushi at Moko Food
Yeah,
Hall.
what the heck is that?
We're gonna check it out. I heard it's really good, and
yeah.
it's a
I mean,
small walk
That's
away.
awesome. Now I'm jealous.
I think that. So
I forget
they,
that Moco has like so many different restaurants.
Well,
so
they
like,
changed quite a bit.
Yeah.
Because now it's more, they've kind of, the coffee bar has its own space. They changed, they have sushi now, they have breakfast tacos, and then they also have House of Rue. Then they have Rick with the gelato, and then they have, who are the pizza people? I can't remember.
pasta. They're pasta people.
Pasta
They're not pizza
pizza.
people. They're pasta people.
I mean,
We're sushi
yeah,
maniacs.
so-
They heard sushi's gonna be there.
And
Yeah,
now-
so I
I
saw.
might live
Yeah, I
there.
saw the new taco place, and I saw the sushi thing, and I was
Mm-hmm.
like, "Oh, cool! I need to go check it out."
And they're going to do a wine bar upstairs too. So the room that was kind of like mimicked after Martin's, they wanted to keep.
Oh, the weird back room where every time I went in there, I was like, "Who's following me in here? I'm gonna get beat up."
yeah,
this
this is my office. Come
This is
in.
where the mob makes
That-
her hits.
exactly.
That's right. Every time
So
I went there, I was
now,
like, "This
yeah,
is weird."
They're changing it to a wine bar, so you'll have more reason to go up there. And a lot of people don't really use the balcony, and
No.
so they're changing that as well to make it more just different spaces. So it's not just one.
Well, I
big,
forgot who I was talking to. It was one of the musicians that plays around here. I was like, you know what you should do is just set up on that balcony, put some speakers up, and just start jamming. And people were like, what the hell is that
Yeah.
noise?
Like the Beatles.
exactly.
Yeah.
I think that would be great. And I mean, even whenever the first Friday, all that happens, everyone's like, how do we get people to move around? I'm like, ask any musician to grab an amp, plug it in, put it every, corner, and people will keep moving. When you hear music, I feel like it's just like anything, you're just going to keep walking toward the music, and it's natural.
And this
especially
is a great
here.
city to
Yes.
move around. There's so many cool buildings. Eat breakfast at Honor Cafe, go get lunch over here, shops everywhere.
Drink 3 bottles of champagne at $2.19.
So Son, who was on here yesterday, I guess he
yes.
already plugged his new restaurant or.
Well, he's
new-
going to be on Tuesday on Cindy's show.
Oh,
So he's
okay,
gonna.
okay.
Yeah.
It's a coffee.
Well, we're excited about his coffee place.
It's delicious
Vietnamese
too.
coffee, is that what it is?
I think he's gonna be doing Vietnamese.
He hasn't
and
corrected
then-
me when I say that.
Really?
Yeah, because I know Son's not Vietnamese, so every time I say it, it's like, so it's Vietnamese style. What does that even mean?
So
And he's never corrected me. He's like, it's just coffee. And I was like, okay, so is it Vietnamese or
I
not?
love it.
And I was like, is the food Vietnamese or not? Because I know where you said banh mi, and I was
Banh
like,
mi,
if I'm saying that
yeah.
correctly, I was like, that's Vietnamese, right?
It
He's
is.
like, yeah, it's a style, but we're gonna have our own taste. And I was like, so it's not Vietnamese.
So it's like a sweet but strong coffee. Is what I was
Well,
told, or what?
Vietnamese coffee and banh mi, they kind of go together, but I think Son's just kind of.
Because banh mi is really good.
It
the banh mi I've ever
is.
had. You ever had banh mi before?
think so.
It's a sandwich.
it's
It's,
a-
on a French roll, but it's the Vietnamese people did. It's like their flavor, but like on a sandwich.
It's incredible. It's like
Even though French roll,
pickled,
yeah. It's good.
Which is
carrots
great.
and-
Diversity down here is great. We're
That's what Carrie was saying, is that things have changed so much too in regards to retail, food, everything. I mean, people are coming down here more for vintage, and then also people don't realize too, after being at Main Street for so long, that Branding Iron is a great place for men to come and
Maybe that's like
you know,
custom stuff too. It's unique.
It is.
So you go in there,
exactly.
you'll find stuff that they make themselves. So it's not just
the makers, the artisans. It's true.
If you want to
one
be
of a
asked,
kind.
if you want to be accosted on the street and be like, "Where'd you get that shirt?" Shop downtown Conroe, because most of the time you get stuff, people will start attacking you. Be like, "Where'd you find this
It's so
necklace?
true.
Where did you find this hat?" I'm like, "I don't know you, man. I don't want any money. I don't want any trouble. I don't have any money. It's just." But
that's how I found out about tallies, because Debbie Kruger, she.
I don't know what
that-
tallies is.
It's the Domino Hall that used to be Red
Oh,
Brick,
okay.
and so they made.
I
She
thought it was
made
like
a
a clothing
shirt out
line
of
or
it,
something. Okay.
and so I was like, that'd be cool to do that with all the old buildings, like what they were, and.
And there's a
kinda-
new place on West Davis, that ladies' boutique. I don't know what the name of it is. Remember, they're in CDAA.
Oh,
Where's this at?
Driscoll, Martin Driscoll. It's an interior.
Oh yeah, right by Carmelita's,
Yes.
towards where Shop House used to be. Yeah,
Exactly.
he came in.
He's very
They have
nice. They're
fancy stuff.
Very fancy.
I told him, I was like, I guess you're the guy I call when I'm single and I have to furnish my apartment.
Totally.
So when I have people come over, they're like, oh, this guy knows some
taste.
He has
Yes.
some taste. Because me, it'd just be like a TV in a box. And I'd be like, yeah, we're cool
That's
here.
how guys roll.
we're cool.
What's up with that? Thank
Or
goodness we have Martin Driscoll now.
it'd be that, or just a bunch of video game stuff. That's pretty
Even
much
worse.
Yeah, our fantasy stuff. Like I'd always love to get giant painting of Mount Mordor and stuff like that. That'd be cool. But
Let's don't get single anytime soon.
so,
I mean, I think y'all do it.
would you
anyway.
rather have that or a box and nothing on the walls?
Would I rather have?
Like if you walked into a dude's house and it's like a box and like
I
a
would
bed,
walk right out.
or
I
would you
turn
see if you walked into a dude's house and he has a stormtrooper statue? You're like,
Nerd alert.
Actually, I'd kind of be like,
that's kind of cool.
yeah,
Where'd you get that?
I'm not
I'm like,
mad about it.
Like I stole
There's
it.
Yeah, exactly. Like there's got to be a story behind
If
this.
it's a vintage one.
Yeah. If there's, I think, I would like a stormtrooper probably. But then you can go to Mike Canada's and find something like that.
Yeah. Did he have a stormtrooper? I remember having something like
But
that.
the
He
bad
has a
guys are
ton.
always better. They were always.
Well, remember
cool.
like the Sharper Image, the store
Oh,
in the mall? They had the
yeah.
Predator.
Yeah.
And it was like the full thing without the mask. And I was like, can you
Did
imagine
they?
scaring the crap out of people with
Right
that?
when you open your door, there
It's
it
like
is.
a whole museum
yeah.
of craziness, and you're like, "Whoa, this is
And then
eerie. I'm gonna walk in."
Well, Sharper Image is always called that sort of like, why would anyone buy this? But then it's like, if I had money, yeah, I'd probably buy all this stuff.
Right.
Because you're paying, $8,000 for a Predator statue, and no one's going to appreciate it but you, because no one really cares. It's like, who cares about? But then you have like, oh, I have a Picasso. It's like, well, I have a Predator
And it's
statue.
a slippery slope. You start collecting that, you turn around, and
And then you
your
have
whole place is
But
filled.
then that would be more interesting to me than a box. in
box,
video
yeah.
game. So yeah, I'd rather have Predator, Stormtrooper.
I'm trying to get
whatever.
away from collecting stuff like that because it can take over your life. I was
Oh,
collecting
yeah.
Astrodome seats.
We're
and
hoarders.
it's just better. Yeah, it's better to not be a slave to your belongings. Everything's for sale.
And then you can go buy more.
I love it. Well, guys, thank you so much for coming in talking. We had Alyssa and Derek, and I get the professional downtown patrons. That's a cool.
I'll take it.
I'll take it because
I'm
I see
down.
you guys all the time downtown, having fun, checking out different places. There's so many different things going on downtown.
You got to take us out
So-
too.
Why do I have to take you out?
Because everyone's always like, even Carly.
We'll
Carly
take him
straight
out.
up goes, no.
Yeah, why do
you-
I have to take you out?
No, you need to take
You
us.
said I had to take y'all out.
I've never been to
We want
B52.
Oh, it's
so
all right.
we gotta, work together.
I literally,
because,
I like going to 300 Bowl. That's pretty much like that's where I like to go
I mean,
because it's
Happy place.
It's
He-
the cheapest beer,
It is the
entertainment, just by
best.
people watching. And then my favorite is always when someone slips. And then they have that dumbfounded look like, why did I slip? And it's like, well, you literally went on the lane where there's oil.
like
And,
you should.
and you
know.
have leather shoes on. And there's a sign saying, don't cross this line.
300 Bowl is probably one of my favorite places
Well, that's
to
a
go.
staple to the community. That place has been around.
It's
childhood dreams.
terrible.
But
It's
I love
terrible.
how
Carefully
terrible.
wonderful.
I love it.
Yes, it just feels that like everyone
It's timeless.
understands that. I still have not gone to the
Time to spare.
roller ring.
Oh,
or-
Rainbow Roller Ring?
Yes, I would like to go.
Yeah,
to that as well.
they recently they started doing adult night.
What?
I think it's twice. It's like every other Wednesday during the month. I want to say, it's adults only.
So that's what we'll
And
do.
I think they serve alcohol. They might be BYOB. I think there's something going on with that because we went there. I took Holly there several times, and I was like, I hate these kids, and because they have the walkers,
Yeah,
you know,
they're
the
going
tennis
slow,
balls,
and
and they're trying to learn how to skate.
Yeah.
I'm like, get out of my way.
Little kid.
But yeah, thank you guys so much for coming in. Is there anything else you want to promote? I know there's a lot going on. This is the last chance you get.
Okay,
The
well,
last chance?
July 15th, I'm representing the class of 2003, and we're doing a 20-year reunion. And instead of going out to Margaritaville, we decided to do it here in downtown Conroe. And instead of going to one place, we wanted to do a pub crawl, but it's more of a venue tour because of all the cool venues down here. So we have about 6 or 7 venues. It's $30 a wristband. It's open to public. If you want to get on Facebook, it's under Class of 2003 High School Reunion.
We'll send that to Dick. And
Yeah, send that to me because I can
Yeah.
put it in the description and
Okay.
stuff like that.
And like I said, $30, and all these places will have open bar as far as well liquors and beers. And then it ends at Corner Pub with a show with Charles Peters and the 10%. We're expecting a lot of people. We don't want any drinking and driving, so we have the bus system. The city bus is already working.
Wonderful.
And we're really excited.
I think it'll be great. And showing people from, who have left and live in all these different places, bringing them downtown Conroe.
All the
It's-
places are so cool. You got
It-
Foss has so much
yes.
character, and they all
Everything
have
does.
so much character. And
What's the worst place?
Oh.
the worst?
It's probably that BE place.
No,
That place
it's changed.
sucks.
No,
I was about to
gorgeous
say
now.
that, but it has changed
I'm just
immensely.
kidding. It doesn't suck. It
It's
doesn't suck.
amazing. I told him, I
It's
said,
really
I love
hard to
it
say.
because,
That's where I would take a date. 100%.
and if you want to get away from all your, drunk husbands or, significant others, go to BE and it's calm and
No, it's great. We
I
did. We
love
did. We
it.
did a shoot there, and I
It's
was like, "Oh, this
great.
place is actually kind of cool." Like,
they changed it quite a bit. So I think the worst place would be.
Well, if you're saying like
sitting
terrible,
in my
like
apartment.
what'd you say?
Sitting in my apartment.
Yeah. Well, you said the bowling alley was terrible.
in a happy way.
Yes.
Lefties at Tuts is pretty terrible.
But it's amazing.
But it's amazing.
It's-
so
See, that's such a hole in the wall, and literally because it's over on the other side of
Yes.
Fraser, no one knows about it.
it's
And
iconic. Tuts was
I've-
iconic place.
I
Charles.
love it when they do their cookout stuff. And I don't know if Lefties has continued that. Well, they do crawfish boils. And
Oh,
they
yes,
do.
they do.
Okay,
They
And the
grill out
crawfish
once a
is-
week, steak
yeah.
nights, and it's
Yeah.
It's
funny.
it's great too because it's nice to have that one place that everyone can kind of just end up at.
Yeah, I get
and
you. I get you.
Everyone's serving vanilla down there. They're serving chocolate. They
Yes.
are a different.
That's great. Yeah, I
And
can't
it's
forget
great.
Lefties. Can't forget that. And Table of Medley. A lot of people forget about that. I always tell people, like, you can go check this place out. Like, where is it? And
I always say Sonic.
I was like, it's behind the Sonic.
Yeah,
And it has a Hill Country Austin feel to it.
it does.
I mean,
and really, so once that closes, then you can just
Go to Lefties.
yep.
or
I'm-
take the bus back down here and get away.
Yeah, you can do whatever. But I think things in downtown Conroe are definitely changing, and
That's cool.
it'll be fun.
All right,
It is
Alyssa,
fun.
Derek. That's cool. I'm going to put the information for the 2003 Conroe High School reunion open to the public, $30. You
Can't beat it.
You get
$30.
to check out venues in downtown Conroe. I believe it's open bar for the allotted times per place.
It's an hour per
So
place.
if you're looking to meet people, it's great networking probably too, I imagine, because everyone's 21 or older. So if
and
you're
if you're
single,
looking to sponsor, we are picking up sponsors right now, which you can hit the link, and if you want to put a banner up and
Be on the T-shirt.
be on the T-shirt.
awesome. Well, guys, thank you so much for coming in. You're listening to Mornings of Lone Star. Coming up next, we're going to talk to the Montgomery County Veterans Memorial Commission. We have Elizabeth Woods coming in. We're going to be talking about Memorial Day this upcoming weekend. That's on Monday. So stick around. You're listening to Mornings of Lone Star.